I'm going to be covering the rotate command, and as you see here I have a line here and I'm going to rotate it. The rotate command can be activated by either clicking the home tab and then the rotate button. Asks you to select an object, just going to click exit, or through typing rotate in your keyboard and clicking on the option. Either way, you're going to go back to this point and it's going to ask you to select an object. I'm going to click my line and then I'm going to press enter. Now the first thing it asks within the rotate command is asks you to specify a base point, as you can see here in the command line. So I'm going to click the end point of this line. And as you can see, my line is pivoting in a direction of 90. And that's because my Orthomode is on. If my polar tracking was on, let's say I set this to 15 degrees for example, every 15 degrees it would be made known to me. So that's one thing to bear in mind when rotating these two tabs here. So this one being in orientations of 90 degrees and this one being the polar tracking depending upon the degrees that you've set within here. So for my case I'm just going to click the Orthomode, make sure that's on. So I can now that I've specified my first endpoint here, I can now type a degrees. So let's say I was to type 45, it would pivot my line 45 degrees. So I'm just going to show you this. As you can see here, it's 45 degrees. Yep. Going to go over this. And as you can see, these two options are available to us within the rotate command. The first one is reference. Now I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm just going to draw a rectangle here for example. I'm just going to move down quickly to the intersection. And now I'm going to go back into my rotate. I'm going to select my rectangle that I've made. Select my base point, the end point of my rectangle, and I'm going to click reference. And the first thing it asks you to specify the reference angle. So I'm going to specify my reference angle, and I want my reference angle to be this line here. So effectively it asks you for points within an object that you want to use as your reference. So I'm going to select these 2 points here, and then as you can see I'm just going to drag and rotate my box to the intersection of this line. As you can see, that is rotating using a reference. So I'm selecting my reference line, which was this line here, and I matched it to this line, a line that I previously made, using that reference angle. So now just delete that. I'm going to go back into my rotate. I'm going to select my base point. Now other option is copy. This is a very handy tool within AutoCAD. What this allows you to do, it allows you to rotate your object. So as you can see, because my polar tracking is on at 15 degrees, that's why my line tracks at 15 degrees. But let's say I was to turn on my Orthomode, and if I was to click my copy command, it's created a copy of my line at the new rotated angle. So I could continue doing this, either clicking copy or typing C. And effectively copy while rotating my object, as you can see here.
Please let me know in the comment section down below of any CAD related topics you want me to cover moving forward.